There's an eyebrow raised on Carrie's face every time his mother says she's going to the store to get a few things. Initially, Carrie took her words literally. He managed to pry his eyes off the TV screen just long enough to unscrew his feet from the floor and trudge out of his bedroom. It wasn't too hard, though. The process was made much easier by the fact that his mother's stare pulled him into the hallway and on the path out the door. But over time, he realized his mother had a strange definition of a few. As after every trip, he was unpacking the mouth of a trunk stuffed with groceries and hauling them to the kitchen. He was perplexed as to why she even bothered to ask him at all. She stated the question as if it was optional, but Carrie knew it was only a courtesy, as he placed mounds of frozen meat, pasta, and canned goods into a shopping cart, while his mother compared prices for the same items between this store and that store. This practice often led to Carrie's mom instructing him to put certain things like milk back, because she found she could get it $2 cheaper at the market up the street. Revelations like these gave his mother a sense of excitement that was lost on him. But Carrie still tried to put on a facade to share her excitement. But really, what's $2? You're gonna see when you get older, son, she says. Save whatever you can, even if it's just $1. You never know what might happen, you hear me? Yeah, Carrie said in a flat tone. Instantly, his mother snapped with the agitation in her voice. Yeah. Excuse me? Yes, mother. Carrie strained to correct himself. All right now, she said. As they approached the checkout aisle, Carrie prepared himself for the usual procedure. The cashier scans and bags the items. Carrie then grabs the bag and places them in the basket neatly. Remember, food items with food items. Boxes go with boxes. Boy, that's my bread. Put that by itself. His mother's voice played in his mind. This time, instead of a simple swipe of the card and a great escape, Carrie's mother reached for her wallet and pulled out the necessary cash to pay for the groceries and handed the money directly to him. Eyeing the green bills with every possible crease in his forehead, Carrie ripped his head up towards his mother. You're getting older now, she said. It's time for you to start learning these things. So this is what you're going to do. Hand the woman your money and make sure you get all your change back. You never want to leave without your correct change, you hear me? Yes, Carrie said studiously. He must have watched his mother do this routine hundreds of times. Yet, in the moment, his heart knocked against his own ribs. His back stiffened as he tried to walk a little taller. He even embraced the lines in his head. Hello, can I? Nah. May I pay for these, please? Do y'all get change back? No. Why would you ask that? Just give her the money. Be quiet. No. You gotta say something, stupid. Hello, ma'am. Are you okay? Nah. That's weird. Get it together. Hello, ma'am. How are you? Hello, ma'am. How are you? Hello, ma'am. How are you? That's it, he thought to himself. Then he saw the cashier. She was a tall woman. At least that's what Carrie thought. Everyone seemed tall to him, with curly black hair and smooth brown skin. She boasted a gorgeous smile that made the air cold as he took a deep breath. She didn't have a name tag. Not that Carrie particularly cared at that moment. He was focused on more important data. Noticing in his presence, her eyes made Carrie's spine pull the emergency brake on his knees. The words he just practiced hid behind his teeth as he tried to speak. Hey, how can I help you? She said in a polite voice. Hey, he said. All that preparation. For what? In an instant, he thought about the older boys back in his neighborhood. Unlike Carrie, they hardly ever seemed reserved about anything, and they always mentioned girls and how easily it was to talk to them. As he approached the register, Carrie sought to channel some of that bravado, if only for a moment. With a slight tremor in his arm, he pointed to the cart and proceeded to stack the groceries on a conveyor belt in the ways his mother taught him. The cashier put a hand over her own mouth as she giggled. After the items were scanned, she calculated the total amount. "That'll be $34.45, okay?" she said with a big smile. Carrie held the two $20 bills in his hand that his mother had gave him. He already ruined the introduction. He couldn't afford to mismanage the outro as well. Be cool, he thought. Be cool. Then he remembered one more thing. A motion he'd seen his uncle do a couple times as he checked items out from the corner store. Folding them together, he placed the bills between his index and middle finger, flicked the money past the woman's hand onto the counter, then looked off somewhere else while he licked his lips and waited, as if the produce section suddenly became the most interesting sight in the store. He almost smiled with a sense of accomplishment. Until he heard a shout loud enough to make him blink as if he'd been punched in the face. "Excuse me." Carrie's head whipped back as he met his mother's eyes. It was a stare. The stare. The goddamn stare. And it got him every single time. "Pick it up," she said. "Huh?" Through clenched teeth, her mother repeated herself. "Pick it up." While not breaking sight of his mother, Carrie reached for the bills, grabbed them, and pulled his arm back with extreme caution. "Now give them to her," his mother commanded. Immediately, Carrie found the woman's fingers and placed the bills in the palm of her hand without daring to meet her eyes, only sneaking glances at her chest. Oh, well, there's her name tag, he thought. He let out the word sorry in a low, sort of pathetic tone. Carrie's mother apologized on his behalf as well. The cashier was gracious, though. She smiled wide and thanked Carrie's mother for her actions and told them both to have a blessed day, which just made the moment so much worse. As they left the store and loaded a few groceries in the car, neither he nor his mother said anything. Typical protocol. But when the doors closed, however, that was a different story. "Don't you ever let me see you do that again, you hear me? That right there, I don't play that. That's rude and that's disrespectful. You let that be there last time, you understand me?" "Yes, ma'am." "Don't know where you got that shit from," she said, as she put the car in drive and began to pull out of the parking lot to go back home. "I just want to play the game, dog," Carrie thought as his stomach rumbled. "And eat some noodles."